Yo, what's good? You dog back here again, here in 2019, bringing y'all more fresh new content. Now, about a week ago or so, I dropped a vid about the introduction of magic and sorcery. Okay, and I told y'all more magic vids were gonna come. Some of y'all seem really stoked about that, which I'm really excited about because it's a cool subject that no YouTuber is doing. Okay, especially in the kind of communities I am. A lot of people do not have the knowledge base for it, which is okay. It's totally fine. It's what I'm here for, right? So in this video, I'm going to discuss how magic is viewed in fiction, different ways that magic is perceived in fiction, like the sources of the power itself, the sources of the abilities. Okay. I got 8 different ways. I knew there would be around 7. There's 8 different ways. And we're slowly getting into the differences between our world and fiction. But since we do deal with a lot of fiction on this channel, I thought it best to address the fictional points. Because I held off for a number of days considering what am I going to do next for magic. Like, I don't want to plunge too deep into that rabbit hole, too deep into the lake, to the ocean before building up to that point. Now, the first one, the way that authors, mangaka writers be doing is fantastic power. Okay, a fantasy type power, and you see this in FT. You see this in Fairy Tale, for example. Hero Mashima doesn't explain magic. Magic just is in the series of Fairy Tale, and that's how exactly a lot of people view magic when it comes to fiction. A lot of people from the outside and in the different worlds and universes. Magic just is there. It's just some fantastic power that some people have. Some don't even want to believe it. It's just some just fictional make believe stuff. In the case of the way that Fairy Tale handles it, it is completely fantasy. It isn't meant to be viewed as real. I still say Heirs of Scarlet is not a mage, but that's all, like, again, a whole different debate and discussion on FT and whatnot. But the case it remains is, come on, bro. You don't just produce There's no Dragon Slayer magic. You don't just produce fire magic, ice magic, poison magic, lightning magic. These characters just do this, and the way that Hero Mashima mainly gets away is the classic magic in fiction just cuz. And you just accept it because it's just magic, right? I mean, although there are rules of magic, there is a kind of just cuz you can get away with it in fiction. The second ability is viewed as extra dimensional power opposed to science. And the reason I was considering, because in this one I'm going to put an addendum to it, because I was thinking about reality warping, okay, and stuff in a second, but I'll address that in this one as well. Now, extra dimensional power opposed to science. We see this with Doctor Strange. The Doctor Strange comics recently, relatively recently, he fought Galactus, and actually they started merging the magical world with the scientific world, meaning that magic and science in the Marvel universe, they're never supposed to interact. They're not. In fact, in old school, like way back in the day, people call classical Doctor Strange, science would be a weakness to uh, Stephen Strange. So there is that. Now, the reason I brought up reality warping is we kind of do get um, this kind of thing where, I mean, reality warping could possibly be put under a number of these, but let's just say it's an extra dimensional uh, ability, okay, that allows you to manipulate the laws of well, pretty much how reality itself exists. It's outside of the normal dimensions of time and space and things of that nature. So there you go. Now, when it comes to the third way, manipulation of Mother Nature and of the laws of physics, manipulation of the laws of nature, the laws of physics, the laws of mathematics. We see this a good way exemplified, even though there's more to it. Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Now, in the world of Magi, however you want to pronounce it, okay, because I know Japanese and the anime butchered that, but whatever. In the world of Magi, magic was kind of because of Magoi and not the Alma Toran world, but the world of Alad, well, of Alibaba them. Okay, it was kind of made that magic could be used, but then again, not everybody could touch into magic. It magicians were special people. You had the king's candidates, the dungeon capturers, were they were able to tap into it, and a few others. But so it was in the world itself, but again, it allowed them to manipulate elemental powers, which are a whole separate thing we'll get to later. But it allowed to them, in the case of Aladdin and King Solomon, to manipulate the laws of physics itself, which is insane, bro. Coming in, the fourth way is psychic power. Now you'll see this. Now you typically with psychic, you see telekinesis, telepathy, those things of that nature. But in certain series, they kind of play it to where magic is nothing more than psychic abilities, clairvoyance. Okay, you don't really see you're able to manipulate kind of the atoms with mind power. All right, you're kind of able to do basic magical abilities, uh, levitation, flight, and stuff because of mental powers. And a lot of those abilities would fall under magic. So that's why I added this one in here. The fifth one is supernatural power. Now, this, and I want to make this a note. This is specifically talking about powers from gods, demons, and other entities, spiritual entities. For example, Doctor Stephen Strange uses this. We see this with a lot of Sidorak is an extra-dimensional being that Juggernaut Cain Marco taps into. Um, you see this in DC and Marvel all the time. There's a bunch of gods and demons and stuff. Etrigan, the demon. Okay. You have the Ghost Rider ability, whether it be Johnny Blaze. I almost want to say Johnny Cage, Johnny Blaze. Um, there's Robbie Reyes's, the whole thing with Mephisto and otherwise. Um, different things, Raven's powers, Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos, guys like Trigon. Different entities would be able to bestow these kind of things. Dr. Fate, okay, as another example. You get the whole point. A lot of what John Constantine utilizes, okay. Next up, we have elemental power. Now, you see this heavily with DC, especially in the modern era, where you have the elementals, the green, okay, swamp thing, poison ivy, where the green is plant life, all plant life. The red, which is animal man and them folk, which deals with the animal, and the black, the rot, which Solomon Grundy's involved with their elemental powers, the elementals, as they call them, the elemental forces, the primordial forces of nature, of a planet, of existence. Okay. Then you also have formulaic magic, things like with Harry Potter and different ones where they come up with a way, whether they use an instrument such as a wand in Harry Potter, or they come up with specific spoken spells. Now, again, Doctor Strange deals in a lot of these, but it's just he's an easy one to give an example to. Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos, Raven, and DC Comics uses its formulaic magic. You see this a lot. Um, some can ask me what is chaos magic, hex magic. I'd have to go back because Scarlet Witch's magic has so many different iterations that it could fall in a number one of these, but these are just examples, okay? And the last but certainly not least is spiritual power. We know that in anime and manga, spiritual abilities are used all the time. We have Ki in Dragon Ball. We have Nin in Hunter x Hunter. We have Haki in One Piece. We have Chakra in Naruto. Spiritual power, those kind of things. Spiritual power, where it's power from within. Um, even though they don't full blown do it, like the Baki series kind of taps into that a little bit. The spirit of something, Hajime no Ippo. I mean, they don't have superpowers, so to say, but you get my point. It's that the spirit of a person is able for them to cast abilities and different things. So there is that. Like I said, these are just brief explanatory videos to further further establish what magic really is. And pretty much none of this that I just mentioned is how it works in Magic as far as in our world. Okay, there might be some truth in bits and pieces, but for the most part, this is not the case. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this video, and let me know what else you want me to talk about. Let me know what you want to talk about in Magic or any other videos you would like me to talk about, and we'll see if we can get them done. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.